Well, it says I'm live. Am I live? Let's see. There it is. All right. Yep, I think we're live here. Let me just get confirmation of that. Let's see. Got a new setup here and getting used to that. So let me know if you can see it and everything else. Let's see. There it is, live. All right. Yay. Cool. All right. So wow, this is all new. Everything has changed on YouTube, and it's kind of intimidating, to be honest. But I want to click on this here to make sure that we're all good. Yep, there it is. I'm going to mute my computer. So here we are. All right, I am excited. This is neat. I've got a different setup here. What do you think of that? I literally set this up 5 minutes ago for the stream. And of course, what you're looking at behind me is completely different from what you're used to seeing. You're going to learn a little bit more about that here very shortly. So, all right, the chat is moving, 91 people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give people a chance to get in here. It's weird to think that some people have actually been waiting for me to do this. It's a beautiful thing. I got to tell you, since I started putting up posts on the community page about getting back into this and doing this again, and announced that I'm going to do this today, the response has been amazing. I mean, you have to understand, for a long time, you know, I really doubted myself. I mean, I didn't know if this was something that was ever really going to work out. And so to put something like that out and then get the response that I did, it's a beautiful thing. So thank you all so much for that. And thank you for the people that are here already. So we're going to talk about some things here to get things going, get things started. And so if you have questions that you want to have me answer, really? Let's hold those off for a little bit, because if you put the question in now, I'm going to miss it for sure, because the chat is already moving pretty good, and I'm going to end up missing it. So I don't want to miss your questions. So still 11 o'clock. I'm not done having my coffee yet. So going to have that while we sit here and talk. So let me figure some things out here real quick. Give people a chance to get in. Yeah, there's been a lot that has happened here with us for over the last year. And so we got quite a bit to talk about. I'm not going to do the typical John thing and talk about it like, you know, ramble on and on like I usually do. I want to try to keep things brief. I don't want to bore people to death. But, you know, there are some important things to talk about here that I want to get to. So while we hold off for people to get in, let's take a look and see what people are saying. Welcome back. Hope all is well. Everything is wonderful, as good as it's been in 10 years. So thank you. What's up, dude? Good to see you back. Thank you, Cichlid guy. That's Sergio. Thank you. Glad you're back. I'm glad to be back, Ruben. Thank you. I can't read every single one of these. I mean, it's going to be nuts. But from Ireland, holy cow, this is awesome. I saw somebody else also say before I signed on, they said I should be in bed. It's 1 a.m. where they're at. Good Lord. I mean, that's one of the most amazing things about this, and that's actually one of the things that brought me back, was the fact that people watch from all over the world. I mean, it blows my mind. South Africa, are you kidding me? I mean, that's crazy. Thank you, Byron, for coming by, hanging out with us. Another Australia, that would be Melody. Wow, this is a good response. Let's see how many people we got. 158 people. I mean, that's surprising. That's not Corey McElroy numbers, but that's surprising for my first time back. I don't know how to express my appreciation for the support. So before I get into talking about all this stuff, I want to ask, just because I've been out for a while, this is kind of like all new, not new, but it's like everything's changed and it's all different. Whoever just asked if I'm still vaping, yes, of course I am. Are you kidding me? How does the audio sound? The video to me looks good, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. But how does the volume sound? Am I too quiet? Do you have to turn your volume all the way up? So let me know about that. Pakistan, Aussies. Let's see, where else are people coming in from? Tell me where you're watching from. Let's see, Morocco. Good Lord, people are coming here from all over the place. Northeast India. This is nuts. So thank you all for coming here. It really does mean a lot. California. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, what are you gonna do? YouTube is just the best. So audio is and video great. Good. Thailand. Woo, how about that? Perfect volume. Good. California, Ohio. Volume is good. Watched all your other videos. Been waiting ages for this. Keep doing what you're doing. From Yorkshire, England. Do you pronounce it Yorkshire or Yorkshire? Because, see, I'm from the country, so we'd say Yorkshire. That's just the way we would do it. But Dublin, Ireland. Northern Ireland. Gloucestershire, oh, UK. Glad to see you back here. Denver, Illinois, Georgia, England. Wow, we got people from all over the world. This is insane. People from all over the world to watch me on a Sunday morning. It's probably not Sunday morning where you're at. It's just, I'll never get over that. That's something that is never going to get old for me. So, now, so the audio's good. Okay, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about what's going on there. Briefly, because I'm going to do a video on it, and I don't want to spoil everything. So they're all still coming in. India, Pluto. Chad is watching all the way from Pluto. That is amazing. I can't believe that the signal is still so strong. How's the Wi-Fi out there in Pluto? Minnesota, Missouri, Trinidad, Las Vegas, New Mexico, New York City, Philippines. This is okay. I can't keep reading all of those. So I mean, I'd be entertained by that all day. Just reading where people are watching from. That's just incredible. 203. Good. Okay. All right, folks, listen. So I've practiced this 100 times. That might sound cheesy. I got a fly that's been terrorizing me all day long, so bear with me on that. I've been practicing this, and the reason why I've been practicing it is because I don't, you know, this world that we live in, you can say one wrong thing and it be turned around and made into something that it's not. And really, what I have to talk about here today as far as what's been going on with me for the last year, it's all good. There's nothing negative. It's all been fantastic. And so it's not like somebody forced me to take a break, or I took a break because I was mad at somebody, or it was drama, or nothing like that. I'm too old for that. You see all the gray coming in the beard, right? It's actually, I dye it. Of course I do. I don't dye it, obviously, look at me. But I dye my goatee because if I didn't, it would just be white. And no. So I'm too old for that kind of stupid, silly drama. So I don't mess around with all that stuff. So it's not anything like that either. It's a personal thing for me that caused me to step away. And so that's what we'll talk about here briefly. And then I'm going to talk about the future. This live stream is probably not going to be, let me move the camera a little bit. It's probably not going to be my best, only because I'm not, I'm out of practice. It's been a while, and getting used to everything new and all of that. And plus, as far as content goes, really the only people that are going to care about what I have to say here today are people that have followed me for a long time and care about what I'm doing and want to know what's been going on. So there you go. All right, let's get to it. So if you have been failing, really? If you've been failing, this is your last, whatever. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that KGTropicals has gone through a roller coaster type evolution. It's been up, it's been down, it's been up, it's been way down. And then right now, even though it might not seem like it, I consider this to be way, way, way back up, or on its way back up. And that'll make a little bit more sense here as we talk in a minute. But the ups and downs never really stopped. And you know, if you're new to the channel, thank you for coming by. We're going to talk about trying to convince you to subscribe and why. We're going to talk about that later, but I don't like people begging for subscribers, so I'm not going to do that right now. But if you're new to the channel, I started, Lisa and I, my fiance Lisa, yes, she's still a fiance, don't judge me. We started KGTropicals back in 2011 as a furniture, really? Furniture? God, you see I'm out of practice. As a fish retailer, we bred and sold fish. We sold fish online. We started our YouTube channel simply as a way to sell our fish, show our fish. It was a direct copy of what Live Fish Direct was doing. Put the fish on there, and then we can embed the videos on our website, and people will buy our fish. That was it. And then it evolved into what it became, and we actually opened up a store. 2 years later, that store shut down. We moved it to the house and strictly went online. That didn't really work out for a lot of reasons. And we ended up shutting the fish side of our business down completely. I want to say it was like 2016, somewhere around there. And then I held on to KGTropicals, the YouTube channel and website, selling dry goods and selling fish food and medicines and all that kind of stuff, and held on to it for as long as I could. But the reality here, folks, the sad part of it is that it just didn't work out. I don't need to go into details. I don't need to explain really why it didn't work out. It didn't work out. The business part of KGTropicals did not work out. I wanted it to. I worked hard for 6 years to get it to, and it just didn't. It didn't work out. Whatever, you know, you move on. It's no big deal. And I came to that realization about the midway through last year is when I figured out, okay, KGTropicals is just not going to be the thing that I've always dreamt for it to be. I wanted it to be, I worked hard for it to be, but it was just never going to make it. And that's fine. I mean, you know, it's not a big deal. You try some things, it doesn't work out. At least I can say I tried. So I don't regret it. I don't regret any of that. But it was very difficult to get over it. I mean, it's hard to explain unless you were in my shoes, but when you have this dream that you've worked so hard for and you've put everything you have into it and it doesn't work, that's tough. That's a struggle. And I definitely struggled with that in a big way. I tried to hold on as long as I could, but halfway through last year, I realized it's just not going to happen. And I was okay with that. I was, you know, fine to move on and focus on my other business, the one that has paid my bills for the last 16 years. And I was okay with that. But you have to put yourself in my shoes and imagine, if you will, you've had this thing that you've worked so hard for and it hasn't worked out. Wouldn't it be torturous to go on YouTube every day, which we all do, and constantly see reminders of what could have been? That is tough. It's kind of like, well, no, I don't want to get there yet, but it's hard to get over it and move on and take that next step forward when you're constantly reminded of what you wish could have happened. And that's tough. That's tough to actually come to grips with it and get over it and move on when you're constantly reminded. Now, when I say I was constantly reminded, I'm talking YouTubers in general, not just fish YouTubers, but YouTubers all over the place doing what I had always dreamt of doing, which would be making my living through creating video content. I mean, that's the dream. I think so many people have that dream. And I actually, you know, got to a point where I felt like I was kind of good at it. I'm not as good as a lot of the others, but I felt like, you know, this might be something that I could do. And it just never worked out. And so when you're trying to get over it and you're constantly inundated with these people that are doing it, it's a struggle. The analogy that I like to use, I've never been through this, I promise I haven't, but the analogy that I like to use would be trying to get over an ex-girlfriend. If your girlfriend breaks up with you and she takes off, or husband, wife, whatever, takes off and finds somebody else, you have to get over it, right? You have to move on and move on with your life. So what are you going to do? Are you going to go do something else so that you can stop focusing on her and how much you miss her and how much you love her or him? Are you going to sit there and scroll through Facebook and look at all the beautiful memories that you had together and scrolling through pictures and all? Are you going to do that? If you are, you're never going to get over whatever it is. You're never going to get over that relationship. You know what I mean? The only way to get over it would be to just go and do something completely different. That's kind of how it was for me. I mean, I love watching YouTube. Love watching YouTube videos about fish. I'm a big fan of so many fish channels out there, but it's hard to watch them when I was in that place. It was hard to watch them when I was in that place. So what I had to do when I went through all of this, 241. Wow, welcome everybody. Thank you all for coming by to listen to me rant for a little bit. The only way I could get over it, the only way I could take a step forward with my life and with everything else was to step away. I mean, and when I say step away, I mean step away completely. Like, I still went on YouTube, but I had nothing to do with fish. I'm sad to admit this, and other channels are going to get mad at me, but hopefully they understand why I did what I did. I wiped the slate clean on my subscriber feed of all fish-related YouTube channels. Unsubscribed from everybody. And basically, the only things I would watch on YouTube would be things, superhero stuff, and you can see I'm a big fan of that. But nothing to do with fish. Occasionally I would catch a fish video, or occasionally I would pop into a Steamfight Aquatics live stream or something like that, and it would be fun, but I would stay away from all of that stuff as much as I could. And I had to. It was what I had to do to be able to move forward. And it was hard. It was tough because, this has been a part of my life for so long, and I missed it a lot. Every single day I missed it, but I knew that I had to do what I had to do. So after doing that, after wiping the slate clean, that's when things really started to change for Lisa and I. I've put all of my focus and all of my attention onto my furniture repair business. I peeked over at the chat and somebody mentioned, do I sell fish? No, I'm a furniture repair guy. Sell fish? Furniture. I do not sell furniture. I do not make furniture. I repair furniture. I go to people's houses and I fix furniture. That's what I do. And it pays me well to do that. We're doing very well. The business has taken off, and that's what had to happen, because what I haven't mentioned as far as all of this stuff goes is one of the reasons why I realized I had to give up on the idea of KGTropicals as a business, not a YouTube channel. Never gave up on the YouTube channel. But the reason why I had to go away from it as a business was because Lisa and I had put everything we had. We put family's money. We put friends' money. We put credit cards. Money came from a lot of different places that went into KGTropicals and then was gone. So we had a huge hole, a Grand Canyon size hole to dig ourselves out of financially. And so that was a huge burden too. So over that last year, that's what I focused on. Getting ourselves out of the hole, getting myself whole again, getting myself back on track, and that's what I focused on. And it worked. It worked very well. I can honestly say I am in a completely different place right now than I was a year ago. And that's a good thing. And I hope that it's going to be a good thing for you. So, but in order to do that, I had to completely step away. I had to just walk away and act like the fish world on YouTube doesn't even exist. So in that year, my furniture business has done well. Like I said, we moved into a new house. This is not just furniture being rearranged. This is a new house. Super, super excited. We've been talking about it for a long time. And this is my office in the house. It's my own little room, and I absolutely love it. I just did this yesterday. This room was in complete shambles up until yesterday. But so we moved into this new house. That was a few months ago, and we're loving it. We're as happy as we could ever be. But when we moved, I had to take the tanks down that I still had. The Flooville Flex, the Spec, the Evo, the 240 gallon from Custom Aquariums, the two 125s, all of those, and my 24 gallon saltwater tank. I had to shut them all down, obviously, because we moved, right? So I gave away all of my fish. I need to take a drink of coffee because I'm getting all dried up here. I gave away all of my fish. I actually gave away to a friend of mine, somebody's walking downstairs. He's tiptoeing because he doesn't want to bother me. I gave the saltwater tank to a friend of mine. He might even be in here today. Haven't seen, but and he's enjoying that, and that's a good thing. So I had to shut everything down to move them over, and I have not set them up yet here in the new house. Very big reason why. If you, again, have been following me for a long time, Lisa's oldest son joined the Marine Corps back in 2014, and he's been gone for 4 years. He did his 4 years. He decided that he didn't want to continue on with the Marine Corps. He did his 4 years. He deployed. He served us over in Iraq. So, you know, he did his thing. He served his country for 4 years, and that was all that he was going to do. And so he told us, hey, I want to move back home. And one of the coolest things is that he said he wants to work for me. So that's another one of the really cool things about what has happened with our furniture business, is that it's now a business that I'm working full-time. Lisa works. She handles the administrative side of the business. You could call it full-time, but and then her son David is actually working for us full-time now too. So that is awesome. It's really cool. Well, when he came home, he has a fiance that he met out in San Diego, and she is wonderful. We absolutely adore her. They will be, I don't know when they're getting married, because there's a little thing that's complicating the wedding day, and that is the fact that she is pregnant. Some of my close friends that are on here have been following along through Facebook, and you know that you know, we've been putting up stuff about that for the last few weeks. We just found out last week that she is having a boy. So very cool. And if you look in the background, you see there, there might be other. I'm a huge Washington Capitals fan, as well as Nationals and Redskins and everything else. They're naming their son Braden, which for anybody that's a Capitals fan, which there's a lot of them now because they won the championship, which is the happiest I've ever been. Braden Holtby is the goalie for the Nats, really. He plays goalie for the Nats baseball team. He's the goalie for the Caps, the Stanley Cup winning Caps. And but that's not who they named him after. But I'm going to probably call that child Holtby for his entire life. There you go. So anyway, the reason why I'm bringing that up is when he was talking about coming home, I said, look, you got a baby on the way. You know, you're going to be starting a new job and all that. We're just moving into this new house. It has a fully finished basement. You guys come here. You can have the basement. The whole basement's yours. Full bath down there. The whole thing is yours. It's like 1,900 square feet, yours. Rather than going out there and getting an apartment and all of this, there you go. So that would be the place that I would set up my 240, the 125, stuff like that, those big giant tanks. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put those tanks down there and then tell them, hey, y'all got to go upstairs because I'm going to go make a video now. Can't do it. So I don't know how long they're going to be here. They do not have a deadline. They do not have a time that they have to be out. They're going to be here as long as they want to be here. So while they're here, I'm not going to be able to set up the 240. So that's where this tank comes in. So like I said, I just put this here yesterday. I'm going to do a whole video about this tank. And it's going to be kind of a, hey, I am starting up a tank from scratch. Follow along with me. If you're new to fish keeping, this will be a great thing for you. If you're a seasoned veteran, it might be a good thing for you too, because we can all learn something. You never stop learning. So I see a lot of grandpas and granddads happening in the chat. Thank you all so much. It's funny, the way he told me was through text. It's 2018. He told me through text, and he said, you're going to be a grandpa. Oh, by God. So yeah, very excited about that. Excited to have him home. There was a lot of sleepless nights when he was not home. So very cool. He's here. They're all settled in. We are all settled into this house. And so that's really where we are right now. I mean, my furniture business is doing well. The new house is wonderful. It's in a great neighborhood. My sister lives 7 doors down. In fact, that's why we're here, is because she moved into her house. We saw it. We were like, oh my God, that's the best ever. And this one was available. So that's it. You know, I mean, that's what's been going on. That's all that's been going on over the last year for us. So, but I guess it was like maybe 3 weeks ago is when I started to get that little itch. I'm 44 years old. I've been keeping fish since I was 19 years old, and there's been times where I've taken little breaks. If you're a long-time fish keeper, you know what I'm talking about. It's either you move or, you know, life gets in the way or whatever it is, and you take a little break from fish keeping. We've all done it. And then you start getting that itch, and you're like, man, something missing. I've got to fill that void. Started having that feeling about 3 weeks ago, like, okay, we've been in this house a few months now. My plan was, you know, I'll just hold out until they move out, get their own place. That could be 2 years from now. Who knows? I'll just hold out. And then when they go, I'll make a whole fish room in the basement and all that. And by that time, my YouTube channel would have just completely disappeared by then. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. And there you go. But I had to do something. I mean, if you've ever taken that break, you know you get that itch. And I knew I can't set those tanks up now, but I've got to set something up. And I don't think, even though I love nano tanks, I love the Flooville Flex and the Evo and the Spec and all of that. I love those. They're really cool, but I don't know that they would fill that void for me. So I started processing. I started getting all of these ideas in my head. What am I going to do? You know, and that's where the idea for this tank came in. This is not an old tank. I bought this from PetSmart 2 days ago. It's brand spanking new because I gave all of my other 75s away, thinking I would never need them again. So when I came to the realization that, okay, fish have to come back into my life. You can't keep them out for long enough, for you know, too long. I know I've got to do this. I've got to get a fish tank again. What am I going to do? I start having all of those thoughts, I start thinking and processing, and it starts to get fun, and I'm getting excited. And one of the things that also crept into my mind at that point was YouTube. Because if you are a YouTuber, if you are making fish videos, whether you're somebody that has 70,000 subscribers or whether you have 15 subscribers, it doesn't matter. YouTube actually becomes a part of the hobby. It's not just like something you do to be a part of a community. It's actually part of it. It's part of the deal. And so when I'm having these thoughts of, I want to get a fish tank, I'm also starting to have these thoughts of, well, I'm going to have to put it on YouTube. I'm going to have to go back on YouTube again because I want to, not because I have to, not because I have to make money, not because of anything other than it's a fun addition to the hobby. And so that's where I believe this is going to be completely different than it was before. Okay, if you remember some of my older videos, for a few years there, I was affiliated with several companies. And what you may not know, I'm sure you're assuming, but I made money from those companies. I would promote their products and give you a promo code. And then if you were to go and order from their websites and use those promo codes, I would get a small commission. Well, pretty much like all at one shot, right around the time I was making my decision that I had to take a step away, part of what helped me to make that decision was the fact that all of those companies bailed. They didn't contact me and say, you know, John, this has been a good run. This has been, we've enjoyed this. We've sold a lot. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm telling you the truth. Hundreds of thousands of dollars for one of the companies. And the other, a lot too. So if they had contacted me and said, this was good, we enjoyed it, it's been great, but we're thinking we're going to move on. And you know, we're not going to do that anymore. I would have said, hey, no problem. Not a big deal. It's been fun. Thank you very much. Good luck. You know, and there would have been no hard feelings, no nothing. There's no hard feelings anyway, but the companies didn't do that. They just stopped paying me. I don't know if the promo codes were taken down. I'm sure they're taken down now, but when that happened, I don't know if they just shut them down and just moved on. I don't know, but they just disappeared. Stopped paying my commissions. I'm certain there's probably thousands of dollars worth of commissions out there floating around, and not coming to me. But you know what? It's fine. I'm not here to bash any companies. I am not mad at those companies. I am a humongous fan of all of the companies that I worked with. If I wasn't, I would have never been doing what I was doing. So there's absolutely, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, there is no ill will, there is no hard feelings, there is nothing. It just didn't work out. I just kind of wish they would have hit me up and said, hey, you know, we're gonna take our business elsewhere or whatever. But you know, it is what it is. So that happened, and that was kind of like the last straw for me, and that's what made me. That's what helped me make the decision to step away. It wasn't all that, but it helped. So the reason why I bring that up is that's not a thing anymore. I mean, that's not here. I don't think that those things ruined my videos. I don't think that they, you know, I don't think it hurt anything. In fact, I think it was a good thing because everyone involved benefited from me doing that. I made a little bit of money. You saved a little bit of money. They made a sale. It worked out well for everybody. So I don't think it hurt anything to do that. But that's not there anymore. I'm not doing those anymore. Is it something that I will never do again? I'm not going to say that. But right now, it's not there. Me doing videos right now, I am not obligated to anybody. I am not answering to anybody. I am me and me only. There's nobody to answer to. I don't have any affiliations with any companies. I still really hope I can maintain my relationship with Flooville because I just absolutely love those people over there and I love their products. I don't care if they ever send me any more products, but I hope they're not upset with me. But I never had an affiliate agreement with Flooville. They just basically sent me stuff and I would talk about them in videos. But I don't have anybody that I'm answering to. I don't have to maintain a certain level of anything to satisfy anybody else. And that's one of the things that makes me the most excited. And one of the things that I feel very strongly that my content is going to be different because I don't have to answer anybody. I'm not going to ever have anybody call me and say, hey, that wasn't very good what you did there. Even though I never had that back in the past, it was always one of those things that was kind of bouncing around in my head. Like, if I do this, I might make these people mad. And I don't mean make the viewers mad. I don't want to make anybody mad, but I'll make my sponsors mad. I don't have to worry about that anymore. So there's a certain freedom to this now. This is being done as a hobby, as part of the hobby, not to make money. I don't need the money. Money that comes in from YouTube, it's just kind of bonus money. I don't care about it. I never even really see it. Just Lisa gets it and she does what she does with it and that's all there is to it. So I don't even really know that it's there. But I'm not doing this. There's no motivation here as far as money goes or fame or anything like that. It's just me wanting to be a part of this again, wanting to be with you again, wanting to share my love for this hobby with you. And that, to me, is what's going to take this channel to the next level, I believe. And will it make money? Okay, sure. I don't care. And I mean that in all sincerity. I don't care. I tell you, there are some things that I want to do as far as equipment and stuff like that. I've bought some new equipment. I've bought some new lights and all of this. For what I'm doing now, but there's some more equipment that I'd like to get, and so maybe the YouTube money would help with that, but who cares about all that? It doesn't matter. The point that I'm making is I'm not bound to anybody. I am completely and totally free. Will there be other companies down the road? Maybe. I don't know. But this is what I'm doing for my hobby. And if a company comes along and says, hey, we want to be a part of what you're doing, I'm going to say that's fine, but you have to understand, I'm going to do this my way. This is the only way I'm going to do it. And that's just what it is. You have to accept that or else I don't want to be a part of your company. So I like that. I like that freedom. So I see people are putting names of trying to figure out who I'm talking about. It doesn't matter who I'm talking about as far as those companies go. Like I said, I'm not upset at those companies. I don't think they're upset at me. I have no ill feelings towards those companies. I love those companies. And the fact that I love those companies is why I'm not saying who they are, because I don't want it to come across as I'm, disparaging them or anything like that. It's not that at all. So that's why I'm not bringing it up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the companies are. I had affiliate agreements. They disappeared. There you go. Oh, wow. Choking on air. How about that? So I want to get to something here, kind of the next chapter of this. A few weeks ago when I decided that fish keeping has to be back in my life again, I, of course, went right back on YouTube. And the first channel that I went to on YouTube was Aquarium Co-op, of course, because Corey is a friend. I consider Corey to be a friend. I've never met him in person, but we've had so many talks on, through Skype and through Hangouts and on the phone and texting back and forth and all of this. I consider Corey to be a friend. And so that's the first place I went. And I said, what? 200,000 subscribers? This kid has exploded while I've been gone. Are you kidding me? I was like, this is insane. 200 grand. That is ridiculous. I am so happy. I shouldn't have said 200 grand because that sounds like money, but 200,000 subscribers. I'm so happy for Corey. I really am. That's the hardest working man on YouTube. I don't care what anybody says. And he absolutely deserves it. So Steamfight Aquatics, $5. Wow. Cool, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel bad for having not super chatted your chat when I was on there, or your stream when I was on there the other day. So thank you so much. And Copper Canyon Aquatics, here's a little something to help you towards your new equipment. Absolutely. Thank you very much. I wish YouTube separated that. Then, all the super chats could go to one particular place. I guess that's what Patreon's for. But anyway, thank you for that. Every little bit will certainly help to get new stuff. The biggest thing I want to get is a camera. I want to get like a DSLR or something like that. And I'm the kind of person, I don't buy a BS one. I want to get the real deal. I'm not Casey Neistat. I'm not going to go get an 80D or whatever he's got. But, I want to get something good. So that's going to help. Thank you very much, both Steamfight and Copper Canyon Aquatics. So where was I? Corey, good God, 200,000 subscribers, and he's got like 9 channels now, and he's doing channels to help other YouTubers. This guy is amazing, and I've never said anything different. Love that guy, love his channel, love what he's doing, love the team that he's got assembled over there. Very, very cool, and that blew my mind. It didn't blow my mind like I don't think he deserves it. Of course he does, but it was like, it's only been a year. When I stepped away, my channel was that close, just barely still bigger than his. And he passed me and he didn't look back. And good for him. I'm super proud of him. I looked around. I started looking around YouTube. I'm starting to get excited. I'm like, good Lord, Corey's at 200,000 subscribers. Go over to Aqua Pros, 175,000 subscribers. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Again, not that he doesn't deserve it. That guy is awesome. But I'm like, where did this come from? 175,000. Start going around. I see everybody's channels, from Steamfight to IFG to all of these. Everybody's grown massively since last time I was on there. And I got so happy. I was so happy for everybody. And not that it ever didn't make me happy, but I just got this great feeling like, this is awesome. Look how big the fish keeping community on YouTube is getting, and look at the opportunity that I wasted to be a part of that. My channel, the weird thing about it, my channel grew by 15,000 subscribers in the time that I was gone. I'm sorry, I know my chair's making noise. I hope it's not coming up on the microphone, but I couldn't believe that. I swear to you, I promise, for a year, I never went onto my channel page. I did not know how many subscribers I had. I did not realize that my channel was still growing like that. I figured it would have dropped off. And so I was surprised at my subscriber numbers. I'm surprised at what Corey's doing. I was surprised with Aqua Pros. And then I'm looking, I'm like, Dustin is building a new greenhouse. This is awesome. I'm going to watch this. Oh, no, wait. He's not building a new greenhouse. But, oh, no, wait. He is building a new greenhouse. This is awesome. So much fun to watch that whole thing go. He's got 125,000 subscribers. It was just like, I was watching all of these channels, looking around at all of these channels, people that I know. I don't know Aquapros. I've never met him, and I'm just like, this is insane. I'm so happy for all of these people and for what they're doing. And then I went on Joey's. I almost lost consciousness when I went on to Joey's channel for the first time, having been gone for a year. I've known Joey for years, for a long time, and I've always admired what he does, and I've always known he is always going to be the biggest aquarium channel. No disrespect, Corey. I know you're on your way, but he's always going to be the biggest aquarium channel. I know there's another channel out there. It's got 1.5 million. That's technically bigger than Joey's, but Joey's exclusively fish and that other channel is not. So no disrespect to that other channel. Joey is the biggest aquarium channel. He's been the biggest for a long time, and I don't think he's ever not going to be the biggest unless something catastrophic happens. When I saw 1 million subscribers, I said, this is not real. Again, not that Joey doesn't deserve it. Of course he does. He's earned every subscriber that he has. But I'm like, I did not realize that there was an audience that big for fish keeping. Understand, I love my fish keeping family. I do. But I never thought, I can remember having conversations with Joey 5 years ago when he had 60,000 subscribers, and I would be saying, I don't think there's 1 million people out there that are on YouTube that are watching fish videos that would subscribe to a fish channel. I just don't think it's there. It's not that nobody deserves it. I just don't think that size of an audience is there. I don't think there'll ever be anything that big. And so when I went on his channel and I saw 1 million, it's like 1.2 million or something. I don't know what it is exactly now, but it blew my mind. And I'm so happy for him. I mean, he's earned it. He's absolutely killing it. He's in another world, and he has been. He's been, you know, a level up from everybody else for a long time, but now he's in another stratosphere, and I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy that he's been able to do that. It's just the coolest thing. I never thought that there was that big of an audience for fish keeping. It just goes to show you how big YouTube is and how big this hobby is and how big this hobby is getting. I think that social media is helping to further the hobby, to bring new people into the hobby, and I think that that's just absolutely amazing. And it's people like Joey and Corey and Aquapros and Solid Gold, 350,000 subscribers, Dustin. I hope someday I could be in that conversation, but it's people like that that are facilitating the growth of this hobby, and I admire them all. I'm super happy for everybody, and nothing solidified my decision to come back more than to see what all of those people are doing. Back in the day, when I would see that, I would be jealous. I would be sad. I'm happy. I would be happy for them and proud of them because these are people that I've called friends. But I would be sad at the same time because that's what I wanted. Whereas now, I don't care how much money Joey's making. I don't care how much money anybody, none of that means anything to me. What I care about is what they've achieved, and I'm so happy for that. And that's a different world to be in than what I was before. So absolutely. When I came into that, when I realized all of that, it was a no-brainer. I was coming back. I was coming back strong and couldn't wait. So Chad Davis, you getting back into fish food. I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I can't answer that yet. I don't know. I mean, I still have some of it, but it's pretty old at this point. So I don't know. You know, we'll see. If I do, of course, I'll talk about it on the channel. Jamie McDonald, $4.99. Great stuff. Stream more. I will. I'm going to do this every Sunday morning, unless there's something, you know, that's I don't know. I don't see anything stepping on it. This is something that Lisa and I are putting a priority on because it's going to help me to get my sanity back. It's giving me something to be a part of, and I'm super happy about that. So Let's see what people are saying here. Joey hit 1 million. Yep, we talked about that. John's energy is the best. My energy is at a different level now because like I said, I don't have any drawbacks. They all learned from John. Come on, now give me a break. They didn't learn nothing from me. I learned a ton from Joey, and I can't even imagine how much I've learned from Corey. So we all help each other. It's all good. Everything happens for a reason, John. Thank you to Lisa's son, you, Lisa, and the entire family for his service and their sacrifice. Yes, there was no sleep for 8 months when that kid was over in Iraq. Trust me. So I will pass that on to him. Joey's channel is crazy, but love it. Yeah, Joey has a different approach now. He is a lot more animated than he used to be. And personally, I love that. There was a time, and Joey would even tell you this, there was a time he came across, I mean like 7 years ago, a little robotic, where now he is very free and wide open and just a joy to watch. His energy is awesome. And I've always known that energy was there. The fact that he's putting it on videos now is awesome. Paul Cafaro is blowing up. That's a new one to me. Don't know anything about that. Wish Michael's fish room named his the real Frank like he. I don't know what all that means. I don't watch Joey. Oh, we're not going to get into that. Wonder how much he's making a year. Joey's making plenty of money. He is not hurting, I'm sure. Keep your chin up. You do it. Oh, thank you very much. What's the first new tank going to be? That right there. There it is. You're looking at it. It's a 75 gallon. I'm going to do a video all about this. Yeah, I could have gone bigger, but I explained that before of why I don't have the other big tanks set up. I am still a retailer for CustomAquariums.com. I have sold Custom Aquariums tanks while on my break. So if anybody's still interested in that, definitely message me. We'll get you fixed up. Jimmy, $19.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Great stream. Welcome back to the grind. Thank you. And thank you for the information that I got from you yesterday. Jimmy opened my eyes to something yesterday. Or actually, no, it was 2 days ago. It just took him 24 hours to answer me. He opened my eyes to something that I still can't fully believe. Not to call you a liar, Jimmy, but it's almost too good to be true for me. So, but I thank you for that information that you finally gave me after I waited 30 hours to get a response from you. Joey is no longer a house. Let's go. Corey. Is Corey here? There he is. Yep. Wish I could stay in chat. Got to hop in the shower and board the plane to China. How about that? Well, Corey, you have a safe trip, my friend. And yeah, eat some egg rolls out there. Fish tanks growing one subscriber at a time. This is a cool thing to watch. Yeah. I want to do something with this. There is a new software for streaming that has an alert that can pop up whenever somebody subscribes to the channel. If you've ever watched Twitch, you know that happens when there's a new subscriber. It pops up. There's a software out there that's doing that. I'm on OBS right now, but there's a new software. I don't think it's available for Mac yet, and that's what I'm on, is a Mac. So got to take a vape here. Jeff Rose Fish Keeping, thanks for your honesty and welcome back and good luck. Thank you, sir. $10 super chat. You are the man. I'm assuming with Jeffrey's, pardon me if you have a channel and it's blown up and I am being disrespectful. I don't mean that. I've been out of the loop, so that is what it is. Understand, I'm not going to apologize to anybody anymore. I've been out of the loop for a long time. So if you message me and you have a channel and you get upset because I don't know who you are, please don't be. I've been gone. There's no way I would know every single person because there's probably 1,000 new channels since I left. So YouTube has forced all to adapt, paying for the small guy. I'm not sure where you were going with that, Steve, but, you know, there's always got to be a small guy. And to get up there where Corey is and where Joey is, look how hard those guys work. Most of us are not capable of doing that because we have jobs and all of this. And to put in the work that those guys do, it's impossible for a lot of us. But the ones that make it bigger, and when I say bigger, 10,000 and more, they put in the work, and you have to. Okay, 263. Our number's still going up, which is awesome. Corey, have a nice trip. Send us videos from China. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all of those. The videos that he did with walking around the fish market and all of that. I mean, can you imagine being in a place like that? What a unbelievable place to be. That I'll never go there because I'm not going to spend 20-something hours on a plane. But that's really cool to be able to see it from him. So all the bigwigs here today. Who do we have? We have Jimmy. We have Corey, who might still be here. We have Bob. Who are the other bigwigs that are here with us today? Did I miss anybody? Streamlabs. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Josh. Streamlabs OBS is the new one. I went on the website last night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was going to use that, but I don't think it's available on Mac yet. So great to see you back. Thank you, KG Cichlids. I've got a lot of thanking to do to you, my friend. We'll get into that in a minute. Happy to see you back. Just getting into fish keeping. When you left, out so happy. That's cool. Hopefully, even though I've been gone, droid videos, hopefully you've still been able to watch my channel and get something out of it. I love the Calvus cichlid. Not too much about them. I love the Calvus cichlid. Not too much about them. Still vaping. Yep. What fish are you going to keep in the 75 gallon? Should I tell you or should you wait for the video? I'll tell you because it's 40-something minutes into the stream. I'm doing an all-male peacock tank, and I could not be happier about that. Gonna do videos on this. I actually spent a good part of the day recording a video about this yesterday, and I hated it, and I'm deleting it. Again, out of practice, haven't done it in a while, so I'm gonna redo that. And so it'll come up in the next week or so about this. And I said it in the beginning of the stream. What I'm gonna do is kind of go through the entire process step by step. I'm not going to do a video for every step, but like I'm going to do a video on the decision to go with this size, why I chose this size, what I chose to put in it, where, you know, the decision that was made about where to put it. And then I'm going to do a video about the filtration and the lighting and all of that kind of stuff. And then I'm going to paint the background black so that it matches everything else. And I'll just show all of that on videos. I'm also, nobody that I've seen has said anything about this, but you probably should because you can notice it from a mile away. I am going to raise this tank up about 6 inches. So the top of the tank will actually be right here. Whoa. It's hard to do when everything's backwards. It'll be about that much lower than my Sam Scales pictures. Do you remember those when I did the unboxing of those on the live stream? So I'm going to raise the tank up about 6 inches. That's the next thing I have to do before I can do anything else to it. So, but yeah, all male peacock tank. Super excited. Jimmy's dumpster fires keep you warm. What? Oh, because Chad Davis said my channel is a dumpster fire. Daryl Dimer. I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome back. $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. Awesome. The super chat thing was just starting to happen when I left, and what a cool thing that is. What a great way to support people. I'm not trying to beg you to do it. I'm just saying that's an awesome thing. And yeah, awesome. So, okay, I'm new to your channel. Cool, Damien. Welcome. I hope you enjoy it. If you're starting your YouTube channel and you want to know how to grow a YouTube channel, my advice to you, you didn't ask this, but I'm saying, you're just saying you're new here. Watch all of my videos and do the exact opposite of what I've done, and then your channel will be very successful. Welcome back. Thank you, Scott. What's up, buddy? IFG, there he is. I talked about you a little bit ago. Hopefully you weren't here for that because, you know, I said some really bad things. No, I'm joking. I talked about how your channel's blown up since I've been gone. Everybody's saying hi to IFG. Of course they are. People talking about Joey's channel. Look, if you're a fish keeper and you're on YouTube and you don't know who Joey is, you must have just signed on to YouTube 45 minutes ago. What would you say are your top 3 peacocks? Lawanda, no doubt. Red top Lawanda. Lemon Jake, and OBs. There you go. That's right off the top of my head. You got it. There you go. Darn you big wigs. Don't put me there. I'm not there anymore. I'm going to earn my way there again, but I'm not there yet. So, all right, folks, got to make the big announcement. It's been 55 minutes. A lot of you already know this. I announced this on Bob's stream the other day, and I am so excited about it. One of the things that I discovered very early on in starting to come back into this hobby, I just got a notification that Corey put his video up. I'm going to stop that from blocking my screen. I'll be watching that after the stream. When I went back onto YouTube and I started looking around and I see all of these channels have exploded and I'm getting so excited to get back into this game again, I also discovered that the Aquatic Experience this year is only 4.5 hours away from where I live. So instantaneously, I ran upstairs. I told Lisa, I said, guess what? We're going to New Jersey in October, the end of October. And she's like, what comedian is in New Jersey now? I said, nope, we're not going to go see a comedian. We're going to the Aquatic Experience this year. And I was instantaneously all in. Her, kind of had to convince her. Not because she doesn't want to be a part of this. No, it's not that at all. It's more like we're going to be gone the whole weekend and all of this, you know. But it took me all of about 5 minutes to convince her to go in there. So we are going to go. I don't know for certain yet when we're going to go. Worst case scenario, we'll show up Friday evening. Probably too late to make the show because I think it closes at 6 every day. I could be wrong. And then we'll be there all day Saturday and all day Sunday. So that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, we would leave here earlier in the day Friday and get there about midday Friday and then have the rest of the day and then the rest of the weekend. So super excited about that. I had so much fun back in 2015 when I went to Chicago. I drove to Chicago. That was about 16 hours. But I had so much fun out there. And I couldn't, you know, I wasn't able to go the following year. And then I think the year after that even was still in Chicago. I just wasn't able to swing it. I mean, my other business took off so much. But now I'm in a place where I can take Friday off and it's not a big deal, you know. So that's why I'm saying we're going to be up there Friday. Not 100% certain when that's going to be, but I'm super excited about it. If you are going this year, it's in somewhere in New Jersey. Look it up. Candy, I saw. Thank you, Candy. Put the link in there for where it is and all that kind of stuff. Facebook page and all that. So check that out. I can't wait to go there. I know Bob's going to be there. We've already talked. Corey's going to be there. Rob's going to be there. Flip Aquatics. Jimmy will be there, of course. So yeah, hopefully get a chance to hang out with those guys and they don't shoo me away because I've been gone for so long. I just get him away. He's annoying. Hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully we can hang out and do some fun things together. I want to tell you another thing that I'm thinking about doing, which I think will be fun. Somebody might have done it before, but again, I've been gone for a long time, so I don't know if anybody's done this. I bought recently this bad boy right here. If you're not into videos and stuff like that, you look at this and say, what in the world kind of weird contraption is that? This is a gimbal for my phone. And there's one reason why I bought it, and that is for the Aquatic Experience next month. It's a very complicated, very complex little piece that I haven't gotten used to yet. But what I was thinking about doing was doing my Sunday live stream from there, but not sitting down and talking, hey, this is what we've done the whole weekend. I'll make videos about that. I was thinking about starting at the front entrance to the place, starting up my live stream at 11 o'clock, and doing a walkthrough live of the entire event. Again, somebody may have already done that, and if they have, then I don't mean to copy anybody, but that sounds fun to do that. It would probably be loud, it would probably be chaotic, but I still think it would be a good time to do that. So what do you think? Does that sound like something that would be a lot of fun? Because if not, there's probably not going to be a live stream that week. Oh, but you know, if I'm out of town, that kind of makes sense, right? Haha, we basically sign stuff the whole time, but it's still fun. What, like autographs? People ask you for autographs? That's awesome. It's a Jimmy device. Yeah, that's probably something Jimmy has. Corey's probably bought him several of them. That like button is not working again. You got almost 250 people watching and only see 40 likes. Really? There was 100 before we even signed on. And of course there was one dislike because that's still a thing. But yeah. So I'm already getting a couple of live stream aquatic experience fun. Yes, sounds good. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think that will be a lot of fun, and I'll get a little bit more feedback on it as we move closer to that. But I think it'd be fun. Again, even if somebody else is doing it, it doesn't matter. I mean, you'll have different vantage points. If you're not able to go to the event, then it would be really cool to actually see it, you know, walk through it and all that. When I was there in 2015, it's super loud in there. So I don't know how well a live stream will do. I do have a microphone. I have lavalier microphones. I have a couple of different microphones that I can use that would kind of eliminate a lot of that noise. But again, you know, then it's pointed at me. What if I walk up to a booth and somebody wants to talk on the camera? You won't be able to hear that. I don't know. Logistically, maybe I'll talk to Jimmy about it. I don't know exactly how I would pull it off and actually get the best experience for you, but we'll see what we can do. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. Excuse me. Good God. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait to be up there and meet up with those guys. I don't think anybody except Sean Peck is another one that's going to be there. So excited about that. Had a great time with him. We actually shared a hotel room in Chicago. So that was a lot of fun. So looking forward to seeing him again, and of course everybody else that's there. So let's see what people are saying. People like the idea of doing the live stream. I like that. Glad to see you back. Man, I'm starting my first freshwater tank, and your old videos have given me the best advice. That is awesome. That's what I like to hear. How about hitting the like button? Yes, please. That would be nice. Yes, definitely live stream. Okay. So I want to talk about something. Are you still keeping Africans? Dean just asked. Yes, you must have just come on here. Well, no, because I don't have any tanks right now, except for this one, which as you can see is not full of water. But this one is going to be an African cichlid tank. It is going to be an all-male peacock tank. So there you go. Something I wanted to talk about here. I had a conversation with somebody about other ways of making money on YouTube. I told you before, and I meant it. I'm not motivated by money when it comes to YouTube. Somebody suggested, why don't I start a Patreon? Because that would be a way to get money from this that I could dedicate to this. Does that make sense? And I told that guy, no, I'm not going to do that. And there's a reason for it, because before I had that conversation with this guy, and this guy is not even a fish YouTuber. It's just a guy that knows about YouTube and all this kind of stuff. And I was talking about all this equipment that I wanted to get, and you know, maybe at some point upgrade the computer or get a laptop or whatever. And he's like, well, maybe you should start a Patreon and you can take that money and get it. And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. And here's why. It was right after YouTube introduced the sponsorship function on the channels. I love that idea. I think that is absolutely awesome what YouTube is doing. It's basically like Patreon. If you're not familiar with it yet, you can go, like right now, the channels have to be over 100,000 subscribers. So Corey, Aqua Pros, Joey, Dustin, if you appreciate what those guys are doing and you want special perks from those guys, you can click the membership button, I think, or it might be sponsor now, or I think it keeps changing. But you can click that and contribute $5 per month to their channel, and you get more exclusive benefits from those channels. I love that idea. I think that's absolutely awesome. It's almost like YouTube's version of Patreon, except with Patreon, you pledge for a certain amount for every video. So if you get somebody like Corey that uploads 6 videos a week, you're going to be shelling out some cash. But with this, it's $5 a month. So it's simple. And when I heard that they're doing that, I said, no, I'm not going to do Patreon. I'm going to hold off until I get to that 100,000 subscriber mark. And that is when I will have that thing that will provide the on top of everything else money that I can use to buy new equipment and all that kind of stuff. Or I could just buy the equipment on my own. Who cares? But that's the way I want to do it. So I need your help. I need everybody's help to get me over that 100,000 mark. I don't like begging people for subscribers. If you watch my videos in the past, you've seen sometimes I mention it, but I'm not one of those smash that like button, click subscribe. I don't like to go overboard with that kind of stuff. So it's hard for me to do that because I don't know, it's just a thing with me. But I got to get over that 100,000 mark so that I can have that function available. And what that does is it allows me to have the next probably several months, if not 6 months, 8, 10 months, until I can achieve that, to plan what those special perks for sponsors would be. Whether that's like live streams specifically with only sponsors, you know, certain videos and all that kind of stuff. I think it would be a lot of fun, and it gives me time to plan for that. I don't want to start a Patreon right now and say, these are all the special perks that I'm going to give you if you become a member of my Patreon, or a pledge, whatever it's called, a patron, if you become a patron. And then 8 months from now, I get to 100,000, or whenever, it might be 2 years, I don't know. But whenever I get to that 100,000 mark, and then I start focusing all of my attention on that and forget my patrons, I don't want to do that. So I'll just wait. I'll just wait and go from there. Patreon is monthly, and you can donate from $1 to... Oh, okay. I thought it was per video. This shows how much I know. I mean, I haven't looked into it all that much. I've talked to a couple of YouTubers that have Patreons, and I mean, they say it works out pretty good, but you know, whatever. Welcome back, my husband, and I missed you. Well, I miss you too, and I mean that sincerely. I miss all of this. This is something I definitely miss a lot. Even though we haven't talked about fish at all today, I miss just being a part of this, and I'm so I'm very hopeful that you will accept me back into this community, because it has been so long, and I can totally understand rejecting somebody that is gone for a year and then wants to come back. You know, I can understand it being difficult for you to take that person seriously. So thank you. Be like me, no perks for anyone. Steam Fought, Bad Bob. Yeah, that's funny. Hashtag Bad Bob. I have a fish question. Bring it on, Kenneth. I haven't answered a fish question in like a year and a half. Can you bring the Rick back too? I have tried, brother. I've tried. I've messaged that man. I have called him because I have his phone number because I am an elite member of this community. No, he was on my podcast years ago, so I have his phone number because of that. Called him, no answer. Emails, nothing. I miss Rick. I really do. That guy was awesome. And it's been a long time. It's been like 4 years or something for him. So wish we could get him back. Where could I find a 40-gallon long at? I mean, if you're searching online and you're not finding it, then I don't know what to tell you. You might have to go custom. I mean, that's custom's always going to cost you, though. What happened to your shop? So, Are you the one that just said, "Can I ask a fish question?" And then you asked me, "What happened to your shop?" Or is that somebody else? The shop, it just didn't work out. It just didn't. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. We did it wrong. That's why it didn't work out. We needed about 10 times the startup money that we had. But nobody was going to tell us no. We were going to do it anyway. And so, yeah, we had it for 2 years. We ran out of our startup money within like the first 2 months of being in business. And we really needed it to be able to sustain, to get over that hump of the first couple of years that a retailer has, every retailer has. And we just couldn't do it. And it just didn't work out. There was no like catastrophic accidents or anything like that. It was more, you know, hey, we can't keep this afloat. We're going to end up, you know, the police are going to end up coming and getting us because of all the money we owe to people. So we got to let it go. And so that's why it shut down. So I thought the same, Bad Bob. Breed peacocks in a 36 bow front. I mean, I used to breed peacocks in a 29 gallons, but I would have like 8 fish in there, a male and 7 females, 6 or 7 females, and it was fine. I mean, they did well in there. If you're going to talk about putting 26 fish in there, no, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, if you're going to put a small colony in there, it'll certainly work for you. I have done it. It's alive. Al Borland shorts. I'll tell you a funny story that involves Al Borland. Kinda. So Lisa and I went, I don't remember when it was. It was last year. We drove to Reading, Pennsylvania. This is why I told you before when I said we got to go to New Jersey. She said, "Oh, what comedian are we going to see now?" We drove to Reading, Pennsylvania to go to see Tim Allen in concert. There's the Al Borland connection. I have been a Tim Allen fan since I was like 12. My parents were very much fans of stand-up comedy. And so I was always around stand-up comedy. It's one of those things that was always around. You know, my mom was always putting in VHS tapes of Jerry Seinfeld, but Bill Cosby. Yeah, I said Bill Cosby. Even old stuff like Lenny Bruce and stuff like that. Saw all kinds of stand-up comedians. My favorites at the time were the 3 that I just mentioned. Seinfeld, Tim Allen, and Cosby. And if you were alive watching stand-up comedy back then, you were a fan of Bill Cosby too, and you know it. So anyway, when I heard that Tim Allen was going to be in Reading, Pennsylvania, again, 4 hours from us, I ran upstairs and I told Lisa, guess what? We're going to Reading, Pennsylvania, and we're going to see Tim Allen. So we went there. It had been a lifelong thing for me. Tim Allen was one of my holy grails as far as if I ever get the opportunity to see Tim Allen, I'm doing it. I don't care how much it costs or whatever. I paid the money and got second row center stage tickets for Lisa and I. They cost a fortune, but it was amazing. We were 8 feet from him. But the fun thing about it, and this person might actually be watching here. I don't know. If you are, you know, I don't want to say something because anybody could say. So here's what it is. If you are the guy that this happened with, put in what shirt I was wearing because it's going to be very self-explanatory. So if that was you, put it in there what shirt I was wearing. So anyway, the story is we were all the way up at the front of this theater. So we were, of course, the last people to leave when the crowd was leaving. Yes, the guy from Home Improvement and Toy Story and all that kind of stuff. So we're standing there, and I'm just standing there waiting because it takes forever for people to come out. And as we're walking up the aisle, finally, there's this guy standing at the top of the seats, and he's just staring at me like he wants to kill me. And I don't really understand why. I'm in a, you know, I'm out of town. Nobody knows me here. Why would this guy want to kill me? And we get up there, and this guy comes running up to me. John from KGTropicals. What? Are you crazy? And it blew my mind. I'm 4 hours away from home. I'm at a Tim Allen show, and some guy comes up to me that recognized me from being there. I thought I was wearing a really cool sweatshirt. I thought he was looking at that when I was on my way up, because I was literally, I stood out from everybody because people were dressed kind of nice and everything, and I was wearing this sweatshirt. So I thought that's what he was standing. But anyway, so that was cool to actually meet up with somebody that was 4 hours away from home. Very cool. So it's another one of those things that it makes it hard to not be around YouTube. So somebody mentioned Last Man Standing. Yes, that's a great show. The reason why I was able to see Tim Allen in concert was because they canceled it from whatever network it was on before, because, you know, they canceled the show. And so the time before it was on that network and Fox, he had a little hiatus there, and he decided to go around the country and tour. And so that's how I got the opportunity to see him. I never thought I ever would. Seinfeld is going to be an hour away from me in November. And so you better believe I'm going to be at that, because that will complete my holy grail of comedians, because I'm never going to see Cosby. We know why. Never going to see Pryor. I'm probably never going to see Louis C.K. I don't know. But no, the ultimate holy grail for me would be Cosby, Eddie Murphy, Tim Allen, and Jerry Seinfeld. And so Eddie Murphy, probably never going to happen. Seinfeld, we're going to get to see in 2 months. And Cosby, well, so yeah, it'll complete the holy grail because the others just won't be available. Okay, so here's a good question. So everybody's commenting on, there's people putting up pudding pops and all this kind of stuff, and that's good. That's all good fun. Somebody making fun of VHS too. Yeah, we used to have VHS tapes. It used to be that if you saw something on TV that you really liked, you had to run and grab a tape and make sure that you're not recording over your wedding, and you'd have to put it in there. And oh, the old times were definitely different than they are now. So, okay. Just got the Flooville FX6. It should be arriving today. Any tips on using it, and where's the best place to put the intake and outtake of the filter inside the tank? So where to put the intake and the return is a no-brainer. One on each corner. Very, very simple. I would put, depending on what substrate you have, I would put that strainer all the way down, maybe about an inch from the substrate. If you're using gravel, you could go a little lower. Sand, I don't know, because the sand can get blown up into there. But the other thing to try to think about, I got this idea actually from Corey on the Aquarist podcast that I listened to on my way home from work one day with him on it. He was talking about the intake sponges, which he uses on all of his filters. He put that, he made an adapter and put it on the FX6. And so you could try doing that too. But you have to look up how to do it. I've never done it. I've always just used the strainers, and I haven't really had a huge problem. But you want that intake to be as low as possible. But if you're using sand, that could be a problem. So, so there you go. I hope that helps. But both corners is really a no-brainer. And I kind of, your FX6 is going to have the 2 return nozzles. I like to put them like this. So I like to angle them and then put them away from each other like that. That's how I've always done it, and it's always worked out really well to kind of get that circular flow going in there. And here's Lisa looking in the window. You want to come in and say hi? She said no.
Hi.
Okay, I don't know if you heard her, but she said hi. Would keep your wife again discus fish. Hi, I'm from Czech Republic. We do not have the discus tank anymore. We have the tank, but it's sitting empty in our basement. And we do not have the discus anymore, unfortunately. Miss the discus. I will have them again someday, but I do not have them now. Candy just said hi to Lisa. Lisa's gone now. So she poked her head in the door, said hi, and then she's gone. She gone. So let's see. Thanks for your reply. I have Substrate, by the way. All right. Well, if that substrate is sand, keep it up a little higher. If it's gravel, then you can lower it, because gravel's not going to get sucked up into that intake, because the intake is pretty fine. I just started an African cichlid tank, battled ick, watched your video on it, fish doing fine now. Turned up the heat and did my water changes. Now I have a problem with algae. My sand is green. Yeah, you know what? That's one of the most challenging things with fish keeping altogether. Something is always going to go wrong. One thing's going to lead to another. You know, you lower the temperature in your tank, and you're doing that because you want to keep algae under control, and then you have a breakout of ick. So you raise the temperature and you get a new light and algae goes crazy. There's always something. It's very difficult to find that balance where everything works. But when you do find that balance, it's a beautiful thing, believe me. Dave Chappelle, yeah, he is absolutely on my list. Last year we saw Brad Williams, who I absolutely love. We saw Sebastian Maniscalco, again, absolutely love, and Tim Allen. That was all last year. We haven't been to anything this year. I wanted to do Louis C.K., but, you know. But I also forgot Ricky Gervais is going to be on my Holy Grail, too, as we're diverting again to stand-up comedy. So Seinfeld, Ricky Gervais. Those are my new, and Eddie Murphy. But there's always, for 15 years, there's been rumors that Eddie Murphy's going to go do stand-up again. I sure do hope he does. But Chappelle, I mean, I know he lives in Ohio now, but he's from right up the road from me. So he does a lot of dates in D.C. At small clubs. So hopefully I get a chance to get up to one of them. Are Bolivian rams aggressive? I mean, depends on what your definition of aggressive is. Are you going to compare them to Africans? No. What is this idiot doing? Is this really happening? Getting noticed. How about that? But no, they're not going to hurt anybody. I mean, they're certainly more aggressive than German blue rams, but they're not going to hurt anybody. I have an FX6 and 4, but gravel can get caught up in the intake and jam your canisters. My African cichlids spit the gravel right on it. Yeah, I mean, okay, sure. That can certainly happen. The gravel can stick to it, but it would have to be an awfully fine gravel to actually make it through that little strainer and all the way into your impeller and stuff like that. But I suppose there certainly could be. Hey, dude, good to hear from you again. Good to hear from you, Mike House. Me too, still got a bunch of laying around. All right. Algae is way better than ick. Yo, you got that right. Maple Street Aquatics. I like that name. And then this weirdo just put a bunch of letters. I don't know. Can we increase the growth rate of a fish by overfeeding in a large tank? Again, we're going to get back to talking about that balance. Because when you feed more, the water's going to get fouled up much faster. Fish are going to eat more, which means they're going to poop more, which means the poop's going to rot. And that, you understand what I'm saying? It's like cause and effect. You feed more, you're going to have to do more work. You're going to have to do your job, and you're going to have to do it to another level than what you're doing now. So will it help the fish to grow faster? I mean, common sense would tell you yes, but clean water, good food, that's going to make them grow fast too. So depends on what you're trying to feed. I don't remember. I mean, it just says fish. It doesn't say what specific types of fish. So, you know, good clean water, good quality food is going to make your fish grow fast. Don't try to rush it. What about Fluffy? Love Gabriel Iglesias. Love him. Have not seen him yet. But I would go. Absolutely. I'd go to him before Lopez. Lopez has become too political. And I don't know why I have to lump Hispanic comedians together. But I used to love George Lopez, but he's gone off the rails as far as I'm concerned. So I would have no interest. He just came around in the same theater that Seinfeld's going to be at. And he was with 2 other comedians. It might have even been Cedric the Entertainer and Hughley, I think it might have been. I didn't go, though, because Lopez just rubs me the wrong way now. I'm sorry. He just does. I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump. I'm not a big Donald Trump hater. I don't care about politics. I don't pay attention to any of it. I don't go to a comedy show to hear about what a jackass Donald Trump is. I'm not interested in that. So, and that's all he does now. So that's not really into it. I'm not into that. I've seen Russell Peters. That's about it. Yeah, Russell Peters is good. I called him Russell. He probably wouldn't like that. The wife and I are going to see Tom Segura. My God, I love Tom Segura so much. I am a huge, huge, huge fan of Tom Segura, and I would go and see him in a heartbeat if he came around here. John, I discovered your channel after you went on your hiatus. Thank you for your videos. You inspired me to return to the fish hobby after being away for 20 plus years. Wow. Krieger024. Thank you. Welcome back. We can all welcome each other back. I love it. My Bolivian rams are attacking my other fish. Reptile Love with a $5 super chat. I mean, Bolivian rams, like I said, they are more aggressive than German blue rams. German blue rams wouldn't hurt a fly. But are they chasing other fish around? Are they hurting them, or are they just playing? You know, I mean, because like dogs roll around and they're growling and they're snarling and they're biting at each other, but they're not hurting each other. They're just, that's kind of their way of playing. So I don't know. I mean, you might have just gotten some jerks. I mean, I've had Bolivian rams before and they've never been a problem. But again, it's a completely different experience from German blues. Should do another water change. Just changed the water on Wednesday. I use crushed coral. Okay. How are the puppies? They are fantastic. They're rascals. I'm going to put them in my video for this. They're doing great. They're both just a little over a year old and doing wonderful. I have a crib, beat up my cories and my swordtails. Oh, yeah. Cribs are known for that. Just had the scare of my life an hour and a half ago. Said good morning to my betta. He was pale. Oh, that's very sad. I'm going to start saying betta now. I have been keeping fish for 25 years, and I've always called them betas. Always. I've probably said it 100 times in my videos. But because of that daggone McElroy, I'm going to start calling them betas because he made a good argument for it. So, again, that was on the Aquarius podcast. I don't know how long the Aquarius podcast has been around. I hadn't heard of it until I came back from my little break. It's awesome. I love it. I've been listening to that like crazy. And, of course, the first episode I listened to was the one that Corey was on, and then I listened to the one that had Rob from Flip Aquatics on there. So that's where he was talking about betta versus beta. In a 2 meter long tank, what haps would you keep? What's 2 meters? 6 feet? Does that equal 6 feet? I don't know meters. I'm in the United States. I was absent the day they taught meters in school. I think that's a 6 foot tank. I'm going to tell you there's really nothing that's off limits as far as Africans go. There's this fly again. He's around. You know, there are some that are going to get really, really big that could, but I would feel safe with anything in a 6 foot tank. But then again, I don't know exactly what that translates to in my U.S. measurements. So check my parameters. My pH was way too low. All right. That's what caused the beta. I'm going to have to get used to that. So I hope you get that under control. I have 10 Africans in a 50 gallon. That's cool. It's a lot of poop in there. Yeah, they seem to poop a lot. They do. They eat a lot and they poop a lot. That's one of those things that, you know, if you're somebody that doesn't like the job of fish keeping, you wouldn't like Africans because you got to do your job and you got to be on your A game with those fish. Welcome back. Thank you, Relic Turtle. I am so glad to be back. 20 gallon hex. What would you recommend for Africans, if any? I'm not going to tell you any in a 20 gallon unless you want to get into some of the smaller like Shelleys and stuff like that from Tanganyika. I wouldn't suggest any Malawi. That's just too small. I mean, except for fry. What's your take on Sun canister filters on a budget but want a filter for a bigger tank? Never had one. I've heard good things about them, heard really good things about them. I've never had one, never played with one, never seen one. The only place I've seen them is on other people's videos. So, but everything I've heard has been good, and the price is definitely right. Hi, man. I think you should do unboxing videos or like even testing Amazon products. Joshua Hills. Thank you. Testing Amazon products, meaning like I'm going to order a phone from Amazon? I'm not going to get into all that. I've done probably 30 unboxing videos. I'm not going to become unbox therapy. I've kind of always thought unboxing videos are stupid. I always thought they were a complete waste of time unless it's fish. Because that's a different deal. Because you've got that anxiety of, are the fish going to be okay and how are they going to look? But I'm not going to watch a video of somebody unboxing a phone or a new microphone. Or that's just, I've always thought that was dumb. I know the Unbox Therapy has 6 million subscribers or whatever. So I understand I'm in the minority here, but I've always thought unboxing videos are just retarded. It's just, sorry to say retarded, but that's the Tom Segura coming out in me. So my friend that's the Tom Segura fan, you know what I'm talking about. It slipped. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. Aquarium podcast channel, if interested. Oh yeah, absolutely. Do that. That's a great podcast. That guy does a great job. Randy, I think is his name. Sorry, I don't remember. Yeah, he does a real good job with that. I miss doing a podcast too. No, I'm not thinking about doing it again. Someday maybe, I don't know, but not right now. Do you recommend keeping an air stone on a planted tank? I am not the guy to ask plant questions. I am horrible at plant questions. So I'm not even going to attempt to answer that because I don't want to steer you wrong. Because I would do it. I've done it. But I'm also not good at keeping plants. So maybe that's one of the reasons why. Dwayne Kitchell. Yeah, good to see you back. Thank you. It's good to see you too, my friend. My local fish store owner calls plecos. That's cute. That's adorable. B. Anderson, Louis Anderson, Ron White. Love them both. Especially Louis Anderson. I am a big fan of a comedian that can keep it clean. And it's not because I'm some holier than thou person that never curses. If I wasn't on a live stream right now, I'd be F'ing this and B'ing this and S-bombs. I've got a potty mouth. Trust me, anybody that's met me in person knows that. I have a deep appreciation for somebody who can be as funny as Jim Gaffigan or Louis Anderson, having never said a curse word. Cosby was also a genius at that. If you can make a crowd belly laugh without using curse words, you are a comedic genius. And Louis Anderson is definitely one of those. And I'm actually very brokenhearted because he came to the DC Improv, which is where I saw Brad Williams, and I missed him, and I'm really, really sad about that. But anyway, do you recommend keeping an air stone? Oh, I already did that one. We are back. Yes, we are. Oh, that's Katie. Is that Katie Shields or is that a different Shield? Katrina Shields? I don't know. Sorry. We are back though. Yes. What's up, Turbo Fish? Hey, Turbo. Somebody answering another person's question. Yes, 2 meters is like 6 foot tank. Roughly what external filter would you recommend me? If you are going to put Africans in there, I'm always going to recommend the FX6. I'll give you a little heads up on a future video. I'm putting an FX6 on this. I've got 4 of them, so I might as well. But yeah, I'm putting an FX6 on that, and that's a 75 gallon. I'll probably end up with 22 or so male peacocks in there, which I know is a lot, but I want to make a statement with the tank because it's going to be the only tank I have in my backdrop. Actually, no, I just lied. We'll talk about that in a second. But I want to make a statement with that. I think I'm going to go very minimal when it comes to decor, and I'm going to do male peacocks, black background. It's going to be really slick. I am going to also set up my Flooville spec, and it's going to go right there. So that's going to also serve as a backdrop. I entertained the idea of building a shelf right here across the top and putting the Evo and the Flex up there. But I'm not going to do that. That would just be a little bit too much. Plus, I really like the Sam Scales pictures up there and my Superman and my Deadpool. And, you know, I love all of that. So, yeah, I'm going to put the spec right there. And I might incorporate the Flex in there somewhere too. But, yeah, I mean, I would recommend the FX6 for a 125 or a 6 foot tank. It's big for that tank, but big is better. That's what she said. So my female, what a word that is, just ate her own eggs for the third time after they were fertilized, and she guarded them for 2 days. That's the unfortunate thing. That is one of those things that is, it's part of the deal in fish breeding. I mean, you do have a lot of fish that will do that. And there's not really a whole lot that you can do to stop that. I'm not familiar with the fish that you put on there. I'm on the spot. I'm trying to read it in little tiny letters. So I don't even know what it is. Something chromis. So if they're laying eggs on the substrate or on a rock or something and then guarding them, I'm assuming it's some type of South American cichlid, Central American, whatever. The only thing I could suggest is, are you able to remove the eggs and husband them yourself like you can with angel eggs? I don't know. I don't know anything about breeding the fish that you're talking about, because I don't breed that fish, because I don't even know what kind of fish it is. So I don't know. Quit texting and driving, Kevin. He's driving to work. Cool. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I've got YouTube videos playing on my phone up on. It's a terrible thing to do, and I do it all the time. Good to see you're back. Love from the UK. Thank you, Stephen. Stephen, thank you. G-Bear, your mom's house podcast is awesome. Yes, it is. God, I love it. Christina P is another one I would love to see. I don't know that I would go somewhere just to see her, but she's really good. She's got a special on Netflix. That's Tom Segura's wife. She's got a special on Netflix, and she's really good. But I don't know if I'd go somewhere specifically to see her. I love female comedians. It's not a female thing, but I just don't know that I would go there to see her. But if she was sharing the stage with her husband, oh, I'd be there in a heartbeat. Glad to see you're doing great, brother. What are your current plans for topics for future videos at this point, and how often will you be posting them? Will you return to old topics such as how to? Mike, I am so glad that you asked that. And we're going to start winding things down here a little bit, because I've already been going an hour and 38 minutes, but I'm having so much fun. Ralphie May, R.I.P. Yes, see, you distracted me. Man, I wish I could have gotten to see Ralphie May. Yeah, that was heartbreaking when I heard about him. So the answer to your questions are all yes. One of the things when I made the decision to come back to YouTube, I looked around at my channel, and I was really embarrassed by a lot of the videos. I mean, if you look at this quality that I have here right now, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's not the best on the platform, but it's pretty nice. The video quality is good. The audio quality is good. We're in good shape here, right? If you go back to some of the videos that I did from my shop, it is embarrassing. And the video quality is what it is, but the audio, oh, what a nightmare. So yes, I talked about in a past live stream or a past video, which I have since deleted, that I ran out of content. I ran out of stuff to talk about. Well, no, I didn't, because I can go back and I can revisit a lot of those topics that are pretty heavy topics in this realm of fish keeping that I can redo with a setting like this, where the audio is better and the video is better and all of that. So the answer to your question, Mike, I can't see the comment anymore. Yes, the future plans are to incorporate some new things while also continuing to do these live streams and revisiting some old topics. Absolutely. I've already got a list of the ones that I'm going to do. But what you should also do is not here on the chat right now, but I'm going to start recommending to people, if you have topics that you'd like to see covered, don't email me, because it just gets flooded too fast. Put them in the comments of videos. I see all the comments. Put them in the comments of this live stream after it uploads to YouTube. Because if you put it in the chat right now, it's going to disappear as soon as I'm done. But if you put it in the comments after this uploads, then I'll see it and I'll look at that and possibly use that as a topic. So I'm not one of those people that says, well, I can't do a topic if somebody else has done it. Come on, I'm not that way. If you are an aspiring YouTuber, first of all, don't get your advice from me. But second of all, don't ever look at it and say, well, I want to do a video about how to treat ick, but Corey's already done that and he did a really good job with it, so I don't have any reason to do it. No, think about this. If you're going to buy a new computer and you go on YouTube to watch reviews of that computer, do you only watch one? Or do you watch 7 or 8 different videos and get a bunch of people's different opinions on that computer? Well, that's how you should look at YouTube. If somebody is looking for ick, chats stay forever now? Oh, well, that's cool. Then put it in here. That's fine. I need to stop looking at that. So much of fish keeping is based on experience and based on opinions. My opinion is based on my experiences that I've had in the past. And so what I say might be different from what another YouTuber says. What you say might be different from what I say. So, you know, if you're an aspiring YouTuber, again, don't take advice from me, but don't worry about doing topics that other people have done. So, and don't worry about doing videos that you did 5 years ago, because now you can probably do it better. I had a very, very, very big YouTube channel recommend that to me 2 years ago. And I said, nah, I'm not going to revisit those because that's just repetitive and people wouldn't like that if I revisit a topic that I did a long time ago. But that's just not true. And I've actually already done it and it worked. So there you go. Okay, couple of more and then we are going to go ahead and shut this thing down. Following from Norway usually crashes time-wise, but I watch whenever I can. Well, thank you so much, Snacksy. Thank you for joining from Norway. Good grief. Big boy, you might... Okay, answering somebody else's question. R.I.P. Ralphie May. Yeah, I loved that big bastard. That guy... I loved Ralphie May. And I'm very sad that I'll never get to see him. Is a Flooville 406 a good filter for a 55-gallon? Absolutely. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Flooville guy. You all know I'm a Flooville guy. I've been a Flooville guy since I ever talked to anybody at Flooville. I've always been a Flooville guy. So... yes. Not a beer. I'm not a beer drinker. It's Coke. Shocker, right? You'd never know I liked Coke, really. I heard of pathos plants work. Is it safe? That's not a question I can answer. I wish I could, but that's probably a question for Corey. What are your thoughts on the season this year, teams? We talking football? We talking... baseball, I'm a fan of all of them. It's a very happy time and yet a very sad time to be a DC sports fan. Happy for the Caps, of course I am. Very depressed about the Nats. Very sad about what the Redskins will be this year. And, you know, the Wizards, who knows. But as far as what do I think team-wise are going to go a long way, I think the Vikings are going to be tough to deal with. I think the Rams are going to be tough to deal with. And, yeah, Kirk Cousins, he's going to do a great job out there. They mentioned they are doing a pilot for Netflix. The show is going to be Your Mom's House. Oh, how cool would that be? Tom Segura has a lot of little skits that he does on his YouTube channel. His YouTube channel only has like 58,000 subscribers. It's absurd that my channel has more than his. Go check that out. He does a lot of funny stuff on there that it's not attached to Your Mom's House. The channel is literally Tom Segura. If you're a fan of stand-up comedy, watch all of Tom Segura's stuff on Netflix. He is awesome. Okay, let's see. A $5 super chat from Ramus071. I hope I'm reading that. It's kind of blurry on the software for some reason. Welcome back. Looking forward to more of your content. Thank you so much for the super chat. God, I love super chats. That just makes me feel so good. The chats stay forever now on live stream. Okay, thank you. I already read that. That was the one that distracted me a while back. I will always be an Eggman now. I will always be... Okay. 1 a.m. here in Singapore. Staying up late to welcome you back. Thank you so much, Chris. Super glad that you were able to join us here today. 1 o'clock in the morning. I'd be in bed by now. What's the best... John, welcome back with all of the emojis. Thank you, Dwayne. What's the best recommended media to put in the Flooville FX6? I will be using the old media. It's from my Hang on the Back filter. I'm old school. I like carbon. I do. I like carbon. I like the bio tube things that Flooville has. Corey sells them. A bunch of places sell them. The ceramic little tubes. And then I like the stack of, you know, like polishing pad type things. That's what I do in the FX6 with carbon. And then sometimes I add other things in with the carbon too. but I've been out of the loop so long I forget what those things are even called. How do you change substrate if you want a change? Okay, so listen, folks, this is going to be the last question that I'm going to answer because we could go all day long, and guess what? Kickoff is in 15 minutes for us here in the U.S. So I've actually done a video on switching from gravel to sand. I wish I could link it, but I just can't. Go on my channel and look at that. It's one of my more recent videos, even though it was a year ago. It's pretty high up on the list as far as my newer videos, and it is changing your substrate from gravel to sand. What I did with that was just shut the filter down, leave it alone, took all of the water out, and then pulled the gravel out, put the sand in, and filled it back up, and then fired it back up again. You can run into little problems because you have pulled out all of that water, pulled out all of that substrate. You can run into recycling of your tank. But with that one that I did not have that problem. The filter was had enough bacteria in there where I didn't have to recycle everything. But just keep that in mind that you might have that issue. If you want to play it absolutely safe and you're not in a hurry, pull like a quarter of your substrate out and then let it go for a couple weeks. Pull another quarter out, slowly removing your substrate. That way everything can stay balanced, and then you can add your new substrate in later on. Your bacteria is not in the water, it's in all the surfaces. So you can pull all the water out and put all fresh water in, do 100% water change, and you're not going to mess with the cycle unless you put in chlorinated water and you don't use dechlorinator like an idiot. If you do that, you could run into problems. But you're not going to damage your cycle by doing 100% water change. So that's not the issue. The issue is you're removing that substrate, which is a great place for bacteria to grow. You're removing all of that at one time. You can definitely have a huge impact on your cycle. So keep that in mind. So do it slow. If you're if you're not in a hurry, do it slow. And that's going to be it. That's going to be good. So very cool, folks. This has been an absolute blast. I've had so much fun doing this. I'm so glad that you all are okay with me coming back. Can't wait to keep on going. Like I said, there's going to be a video on this tank coming very soon. I got to build the little base to raise the tank up first and paint the background, do all that kind of stuff. So I'll be showing all of that on video. Expect that coming very soon. Worst case scenario, just expect me back here again next Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'm going to start cutting them off at an hour, but today is a little different because it's, first time back and all that. So thank you for everyone for all of the well wishes. Thank you to all of the super chats. Let me check here real quick and see. I'm going to thank them all again here because we do have this benefit of being able to still see all of the super chats. In the very beginning, it wasn't that way. So Steamfot Aquatics, Copper Canyon Aquatics, Chad Davis, Jamie McDonald, Jimmy Schwisky. I've never known how to say your name. I'm sure you're not on here anyway. Jeff Roz Fish Keeping, Daryl Dimer. I hate people's last names because I always say them wrong. Reptile Love and Remus071. Thank you all so very much for the super chats. That is very much appreciated. Thank all of you for watching. Don't forget, I am going to be at the Aquatic Experience next month. Yeah, it's next month. It's a month from now. Can't wait for that. And don't forget to tell all of your friends, even people that are not fish keepers, subscribe to KGTropicals because I got to get over that 100,000 mark so that I can start offering special things for people that decide to become members. So that's a big deal. Gonna make a big push for subscribers. I probably am going to be putting that in my videos, subscribe, all that. I hate when people do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. And so I got to make that push to get to 100,000. I'm not competing with anybody. I just want to get up there so that I can start offering the special perks to members and all that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So there we go, folks. I have enjoyed this very much. Thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. This is amazing. Thank you.